Is there a right way to listen to things or a wrong way to listen to things? How do I improve my listening skills? That's what I'm going to show you more specifically with 7 tips to help you improve your listening skills. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. If you're new here, thanks for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you're coming back, hey, welcome back for another video. Oh, and by the way, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. The first tip is focus on words. Focus on what you're listening to. One big problem students have when they are listening to exercises or listening to a conversation is, oh my God, this person is speaking so fast. Oh no. Oh my God, I don't understand anything. What's up with this accent, dude? What? What did you say? Oh my God, it's too fast. I can't do it. Nah. That's exactly what you have to stop. Focus on the words. I know it's really hard. You have this brain, this intelligent brain that is telling you to focus on everything else. But if you don't pay attention to the words you're listening to, it'll be really hard. If you start focusing on the person's dress or on the person's accent or on this person's speed, try to focus on words. And this will lead me to my second tip. This person is probably speaking many words. Focus on key words, okay? Not all the words you listen to are necessary to help you understand what the speaker is saying. What are key words? We can also call them content words because they are usually verbs. Verbs are important. They're actions, okay? That's why you need to improve your range of vocabulary. Another content word is adjectives, qualities. Depending on the conversation, you need to pay attention to the qualities you're listening to the adjectives you're listening to. You need to pay attention to the nouns, a house, a doctor, school, computer. These are all nouns. It's also a content word. W8 questions. Where, when, why, how, whose, who, which. These are very important words. And if someone is asking you a question and you didn't listen to this W8 question word at the beginning, it'll be difficult for you to answer the question. Now, when I said tip number 1, you were not paying attention to the conversation because you were a little bit anxious or you were focused on the speed, on how fast the person was saying, or you were too worried because the accent was difficult, you were listening to someone who was British, then it gets a little difficult to understand this W8 question. Tip number 3 is become familiar with the subject. And this is something that is very interesting. Most of the times, students want to improve their listening skills by listening, and that's awesome. Keep doing that. However, if you're having trouble with the listening activity, it's time to become more familiar with the subject. And you can do this in different ways. You can read about it. You can search vocabulary about it. All right. When I listen to a certain video or audio or podcast and I don't feel comfortable because there were way too many things and I didn't understand everything, I search the subject. I do exercises that have a similar subject. So the other day I was practicing my listening skills and I listened to like 4 different audios about anthropology. Now, anthropology, like really? I don't know anything about anthropology. So after I finished the first exercise and I felt like my vocabulary was not as good, I started studying. I read some articles, I studied some specific vocabulary, then I went back to the audio. It worked like a charm. So that's what you gotta do if you want to improve your listening in specific situations. Search the subject you're having problems with. And that's going to help you improve your listening skills as well. Tip number 4. Many students ignore the study of intonation, pronunciation, rhythm, stress. They just let it go. Like they don't focus on this study. And then when they're listening to a native speaker speaking or in a talk show or a movie or a podcast, it's sometimes hard for them to understand words because of the way Americans or British or Canadians speak. They connect everything. And when I am rising or when I'm falling, there is a reason why I am doing these things. And you have to learn this at the beginning. However, this is not the reality. Most students do not study intonation. Most students do not study pronunciation, phonetics. And when they are listening to a real native speaker talking, they get confused because many times the words are contracted. Many times the sound is different when a specific word is used in a specific phrase, so the sound will be different. It's not necessarily because they're speaking fast. It's just that in spoken language, it's all about the sound and the rhythm and intonation. So if you don't study that, it will be difficult for you to understand listening audios in general. Okay, so think about that. Tip number 5, active listening versus passive listening. Also another problem many students have, and I understand many of you have this problem because you don't have time. So you try to include English as much as you can, but you are not always doing that effectively. So I have many clients who go to work in the morning by car. And what do? They're driving and then they're listening to something, to a podcast, to me, sometimes, why not? Or listening to music or listening to something in English. And then during class, they tell me, teacher, I listen to podcasts every day. I listen to the news while I am in the car, but I don't get anything. I'm not improving. This is what I call passive listening. You're not really there. You're there, but you're not there. You're listening, but at the same time, you're driving. You're paying attention at the people around you, other cars, the traffic lights. Everything around you is distracting you from the exercise because, let's be honest, the exercise is not your priority. Therefore, you're not really working on your listening skills, okay? So, should you stop doing that? No, not at all. It's better than nothing. But if you want to improve your listening skills, it's time to do some active listening. And active listening is a little bit more difficult because you really have to focus 100% of your attention on the exercise. That is to say, you have to sit down, play the audio, take notes, really focus, forget everything around you, and really do the exercise like there's nothing else for you to do. I was talking to a student of mine and then he told me, teacher, I can understand you just fine. And there are some YouTubers I can understand just fine. But there is this YouTuber that is so difficult to understand. I don't know. Can you tell me what's wrong? And then I was like, okay, well, who is this person? Let's check the channel. Then I checked the channel. I found the channel, the videos, and I started watching. And then I was like, this person is British. The tip number 6 is listen to different accents, all right? If you just listen to only one source of audio, only this teacher from America, only teacher Prix, no, you have to listen to other sources of materials as well, different accents, okay? We also need to take into consideration the level. Is this video appropriate for you? Is this the video for your level? Because if it's not, then it's going to be more difficult. That's why listening to specific exercises to audios that respect your level will help you. And remember, listening is one skill. To improve this, you have to work around it. Vocabulary, grammar, reading, writing, it's all connected. Very nice, guys. If you liked this video, if you liked these 7 tips, please share this video with your friends. By sharing this video, you are helping other people find this information. So I hope you can share it and click like. Thank you so much, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.